Hey everybody, I want to go along a little bit more and talk about the survivalist retirement. A lot of us, people that don't have any money, people that have a bunch of money, um, not everybody has a bunch of money, and I would say the majority of us in the United States at least don't have a bunch of money, and so we're worried about retirement. So let's talk about retirement and how to save up and scrimp and save your pennies. Now, I talk to a lot of younger people and they say, well, I am so far behind or I am so broke. It doesn't matter if I have that $2 cup of coffee or if I go buy a cup of coffee every day. That's my treat. I deserve that treat. I would deserve that reward. Every time you say to yourself, well, I deserve this treat. I deserve this reward. I deserve to go to this big vacation every year, but I'm not going to be able to afford to retire. I would like to caution you about that. I don't have a budget for vacations, and I don't have a budget for treating myself. I do work vacations where I work on my home, at home. What I did for my mortgage is when I got this place, I had a big mortgage and I spent every dime paying down the mortgage. And what I did was I allowed my bank account, if that money stayed in the bank account, and if I got a bonus or if I got any money that made the bank account go above a certain dollar amount, I paid that towards, I wrote a check towards the principal to my mortgage. And I ended up paying off my 30-year mortgage in 13 years. Ta-da! I'm sure the bank hated me because the sooner you pay off your mortgage, the less interest that you have to pay to the bank over time. So they were on the surface, very happy. Oh, we can do business again. They want me to owe them more money again. And okay, so I paid it off, and it was because I did those little things. I did not do coffee. So didn't go to pay for coffee. Let's say once a day. Let's say have once a day. Coffee costs $2 over 30 days. That's $60. You get where I'm going? And so that extra $60 a day, it helped me get that bank account up over that amount that I wanted in there in the savings account. And so I wrote the check, and that's little things like that. I like to also, when I do my laundry, I put the washing machine on cold, and I dry my stuff on the drying rack. Why? Because up until recently, it cost about $1 a load to dry the laundry in the dryer, and I would do a load of lights and a load of darks. So that's $2 a week, and so, but because of the cost of electricity, it's more likely for 2 loads, $4 a week. You get where I'm going? Okay, so I did the coffee thing, I did the drying my clothes on the drying rack thing, and I used to, when I was paying off my mortgage, I would spend Sundays just cooking up a batch of this and a batch of that and putting them in little Tupperware containers to put in the freezer. So I would just cook once and be all done for the week and feed myself through that. I didn't go out to eat. My grandmother taught me that. I didn't go out to eat. I made everything myself. I saved myself a ton of money, and little by little, that key amount stayed in my bank account, and anything above that, at the end of the month, went as an extra principal payment to the bank. And that's how I did it. And for people, I don't know, just younger people just can't imagine that. They can't imagine doing without. And you can do without. You can do without a lot. Actually, the I deserve, or oh, I can't afford, but I'm going to, subscribe to this, video game service. Am I dating myself? And or this 3 or 4 subscription services a month. And if you have a subscription service, even if it's $9.99 a month, if it's $10 a month, and you have 3 subscription services, that's $30 a month that you can knock off that stuff that you owe, that you can build up your account. So I would suggest really look at yourself in the mirror, and even if you're not breaking even doing that, you're getting yourself closer to the goal. That's the goal, is to get yourself closer to breaking even, closer to getting ahead, and then the other thing is to wait for the opportunity to start getting ahead. You might get a better job, you might get a windfall, something. It's waiting, it's doing the best you can and being, what, $3,000 in debt instead of $30,000 in debt. Yeah, that sounds a little bit better, isn't it? So, yeah, it's just being patient, making sacrifices. And if you can't see yourself making sacrifices because, oh, I need that mocha latte grande bigo boga baga bande, then, all right, it's you're not taking that shot. You chose not to take the shot, and then you're going to complain in a little while. Why can't I retire? Why can't I get ahead? So, okay, so the rant is over. I've heard from too many young people that they deserve it. It's their reward. It's their treat. Oh, but I need it, and you have to readjust what your needs are versus what your wants are. Yes, you want the muffin from, whatever store or whatever, but you don't need it. You can do without it. Yeah, stick to your budget, and the budget is just barely, feeding you and housing you and putting gas in your tank. So, all right. Not a lot of big things today, but yeah, it's like bone crushing to those people who are used to treating themselves, are used to saying the words, "Oh, I deserve it." So, all right. Okay. Well, I hope this finds you well. All right. See you next time. Bye.